Hey my you ladies and my you gents, I'm StevenTocher and this is the first episode of Season 2. In this episode I just quickly want to go over what my body mass index was over the years as well as what my goals are for Season 2. So let's get started. Alright, when I was 12 years old I was around 5'7" or 166 centimeters. I was 190 pounds or 86 kilograms. And because I was a bit shorter, I was at 25% body fat. Now, when it comes to the idea of your BMI or body fat, sometimes it can be a little hard to understand. So there's going to be a video right here that's going to show you what BMI kind of stands for from my stance or from the way I understand it. And over here there's just a quick game that you can play to kind of show you the problems as well as the positive things behind the BMI scale. So for myself being 25% body fat at the age of 12, I'm teetering on really out of shape to obese, just so you kind of understand where I was at that time. Now I was taller than most people, but obviously a lot shorter than I am today, because as you can see when I was 14 years old, only 2 years later, I went up to 6 foot to 189 centimeters. So I went up about yay big. The problem is though, is I jumped from 190 pounds to 300 pounds, or from 86 kilos to 36 kilograms, which is a humongous jump. It was a jump filled with depression. I was being bullied. There was just food laying, everywhere. I didn't understand my nutrition. My body was growing. I thought I was supposed to be eating a lot more than I did, and I ballooned all the way to 45% body fat. Okay? Now, I remember this number in, like very vividly, because when I was in gym class, we were doing the body fat index test through the pinch test and through the tape measure, and I remember getting 45, and I was the highest number by far in my grade 9 class, and that was very depressing. So, this is kind of the numbers that I came from in my early life, in my teenage years. Alright, as I fast forward, and there should actually be a little picture that comes up each time as I show you where I was at and what my body fat percentage was at. At 21 years old, I had started, working. I had played a lot more sports, my body was becoming more toned, and I had a fair bit more muscle. And the thing is that if you've watched the other two videos or you know what the BMI is, at the end of the day, the body mass index doesn't take into account for muscle. So by 21, I had been working out for a while. However, I would kind of slow down again because I was in film school at the time. I was blessed to be there in the first place. The poor kid from, my neighborhood or whatever, I was able to go to film school. I was really cool, but there were so many stresses on me to get a fantastic mark and do the best that I could at the time. So I had grown just to only 0.5 inches, maybe 0.7, depending on which doctor you talk to, and I was around 190 centimeters, and I had dropped a fair bit. I was down to 265, but my weight had always fluctuated. If you've never seen the beginning videos, or you don't know me personally, you might want to check out this video right here. This video just basically breaks down how my weight fluctuated. I got sick very often. Again, depression and food is just such a nasty drug that can really hurt you if you don't understand it, okay? So anyway, so that's my weight fluctuation when it comes to, the different years, especially under the age of 21. And at this point, I was starting to scale the weight back on. I was trying to put the weight back on consistently. But at this point, I was at 36% body fat. Now, when I was 25, I hit the gym regularly for a few years. I was getting fairly big, and I don't believe that my body fat percentage was this much. I was just a really big boy with a big tummy on me. And at this point, I was the same height, which I am today, and I was 285 pounds or 130 kilograms. Okay, so that means I was at around 38% according to the body mass index scale. All right, so I was almost as big as what I used to be when I was a young lad when it came to size, but instead of a massive gut, and like bigger thighs, I had a bigger upper body, nicer fuller chest. I wasn't healthy by any stretch of imagination because of the food I was eating, but I was just big and I was strong. And I actually felt pretty good at the time, but nothing like I feel today. And that leads me to age 27, where I'm the same height, but I went in around a 2.5 to 3 year process from 285 to 185, so about a 100-pound difference, and I lost about 37 kgs during this time, 47 kgs during this time frame, and I am now at around 20% on the BMI. Now, starting this season 2, right? I'll pull this number down here. Okay, I am at 20%. All right. Now, my goal in this season, in this series, I should say, is to get around 10 to 12% body fat. That's when you would quote unquote see abs. Remember, though, this series is about health primarily. This is what I'd like to get to, and within the next 7 months I don't think I'll get there, but I'm going to really try hard. And I'm going to be doing that by adding workouts at home. So I'm going to be documenting and showing you the types of workouts, and hopefully you see my body changing from, a little bit more thinner of a person to a more built person with more lean muscle mass. Because remember, lean muscle mass is really one of the only ways that you're going to truly increase your ability to burn calories and to get fitter faster and to give you better health for a longer period of time as you get older. The amount of work that you do now is going to definitely help when you get older, and how long you may live and the health complications that may arise. It may be able to squash some of that. So that's basically where I'm at, where I was at different stages. That number is terrifying. I was at 45, I was completely obese, I was sluggish, I felt terrible. And now, being around 20%, I feel pretty good. I can't really complain. And I don't think I'm going to get to 10 to 12% body fat. I'm realistically hoping to get to around 14, because remember, especially for a guy, right, a lot of our fat on our chest and our stomach are the last places to go. So I'm going to be looking at my tummy a lot, which I think everybody does, because everyone wants those abs or whatever goals you want to attain to. For me, it's with the abs, and I'm going to be looking at everywhere else but the places that I'm actually losing the weight in, because it's really hard to govern at this point. When you hit around 20% body fat, you're getting into the healthy, normal, natural range. You just have to take more pictures, use a lot more different tools, and that's another thing. I'll be using the fat caliber pinch test, as well as a tape measure and some other tests to kind of help me along the way to keep myself motivated. So that's basically it. I hope you understand BMI a little bit better, or you see that I'm living proof that you can go from 45 to 20% body fat. Sometimes it takes a while, sometimes it's due to depression or whatever it might be, but you can do it. And you just need to keep going, and I hope that this series is helping you in some way just to get motivated. Remember, I'm not a professional, but I am just someone who's probably going through something like yourself. If you have a comment or question, or you think that my numbers are wrong, that's cool. Pop it in the comment section below, or send me a video, or privately message me. If you want to check out the blog or the website or anything that pertains to this video, it'll be in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I just hope that you push through to your goals and you become the best version of yourself. Have yourself a wonderful day, evening, morning, or night. God bless. Oh yeah, and if you like what I'm doing, please tweet, tumble, like, share, thumbs up, plus, pin, or do whatever you do, and please subscribe.